Did you know over 60% of first-time clients do not return for a second visit? That is so painful, but it doesn't have to be that way. That's where Maya comes in. Maya is the ultimate marketing software for the beauty and wellness industry. We have a proprietary funnel utilizing special algorithms to help connect the right consumers with the right providers at your business. This means that Maya helps you get higher spending clients you love to work with who stay the long haul. If you want to increase your revenue, increase your client count, increase your average ticket, and increase your new client retention, then you need Maya. Go to joinmaya.com to set up your own personal virtual tour and see why over 500,000 consumers have trusted Maya and the businesses we work with to find their perfect beauty and wellness pro. We promise you will love Maya.
Thank you for joining me. This is Katie Whitledge with the Beyond the Technique podcast. Today we're talking about building community. Wow, how important is that for us to be doing in today's culture and climate? We have Daniel Johnson here today, first time guest. He is the founder and executive director of the Green Beauty Community Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization making sustainability the new standard in the professional beauty industry. He is also the founder of the Salon Chair Guys, a company known for ethical salon equipment repair and creating the industry's first biodegradable salon chair cleaner. With over 2 decades of hands-on experience, Daniel combines deep technical knowledge with the passion for community building and environmental justice. He is the author of the Green Beauty Guidebook, a practical resource for beauty professionals embracing sustainability, and the Koken Barber Chair Repair Manual, which is the go-to guide for restoring vintage barber chairs. So cool. How unique is this? Through initiatives like the Green Pledge, mobilizing hundreds of beauty professionals to take action, Daniel is driven real change at the intersection of beauty, health, and the planet. What a guy. I'm super excited for him to be here today. So help me welcome Daniel Johnson. Welcome to Beyond the Technique.
Thank you, Katie. I appreciate it. That is quite the intro you gave me. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. It's so funny how we're finally getting to sit down and get to know each other, me getting to know you really, because for people who don't know the context, Daniel and I were starting to see each other at like literally every industry event. And we'd be like, oh, hi, da, da, da. It's like, look, we need to just do this podcast and get the good word out about your organization. And also just, I'm super excited to have this opportunity to get to know you. So I'm kind of dying to know, how did you get into the beauty industry? Did you start out as a barber, or like, let's go back to the beginning. What was that for you?
Well, it started a long time ago. I am a hair kid. My father, after he got out of the Navy in the early 80s, bought his first barbershop, and then he bought a hair salon. They were named West Coast Beauty Designs here in San Diego, California. And so I grew up in a salon, sweeping hair, dusting shelves, folding towels, cleaning the bathroom, taking out the trash. And so that's how I first got into the beauty industry through my father. Um, he was a young entrepreneur. He had big dreams. He did San Diego's first trade show here, the West Coast Beauty Trade Show. Um, he had a series of VHS tapes that he did hair and did at-home hairstyles that you could do. He had a product line that he launched that, was, I guess for the 80s is kind of a little bit uncommon for an independent product line, but he did that as well. And so I kind of grew up watching him and his love for the industry and his passion for it, and it was infectious. The direct way I got into the industry is my freshman year in college in '96. He retired from doing hair, but he said he wanted to stay in the industry. And so um, he had an idea that we start repairing salon equipment. We had been repairing salon equipment in salons just out of necessity for ourselves and our local friend salons. Hydraulic chairs, dryers, heating elements, vacuum breakers, the hoods on dryers, just everything that would normally break down in a salon. And so that's what we did in 97. Went around and kind of started a new business named Affordable Salon Equipment Repair. And then that's kind of how I professionally got into the industry, just fixing chairs.
You know, we could go down a whole different topic for this because this is not a skill set that my generation, like we're like losing the ability to handle fixing equipment or plumbing or some electric um electricians, some of those trades are the most expensive things nowadays because if you don't have that skill set, there's like a dire need. We're all in tech and nobody knows how to like fix their own vacuum, right? So that is really cool. I like that you kind of grew up learning the business side of things, having somebody who's a dreamer and thinks big, and also seeing a need and creating a solution for people who need help. So that's really cool, Danielle.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, like, did you kind of stay alongside him as you went and started your company, the Salon Chair Guys, or how did that evolve?
Well, I left San Diego for a couple years, traveled around the country, and to be honest, I was trying to avoid beauty. After we started Affordable Salon Equipment Repair, we did that, I think, to maybe it was 2003. I stayed, and then I left around that time. He kept it open until 2008. So I just kind of went around. I worked for AT&T Interactive selling SEO, SEM. I did some work for Cox Communications. I was really just trying to find other things to do. And I think it's something that happens with a lot of people when you grow up in a family business. Like you just really, at some point, you want to just walk away. And I was trying to walk away, but he kept reminding me that we had put a lot of work into building a business and that, I should come back to it. And so he finally convinced me, and I came back, and that's when we worked together to start the new business. This time named the Salon Chair Guys. So we went back and contacted all of our old customers, kind of knocked on doors, passed off flyers, and say, "Hey, we're back in town." I think at this time it was around 2014, 2015. And so it was a decent amount of time. He had also fell ill and couldn't really work himself. So it was a good time for us to get back together. I came back to the city. We kind of hung out and reopened the business. And so that's where the Salon Chair Guys came from. And then in 2016, I was thinking that we need a product or something because our customers were asking, so after, we reupholster their chair, what should they clean it with to make sure that it stays in good condition? And there wasn't really anything I could recommend that didn't have any harsh ammonias or bleaches. Didn't have any harmful VOCs, and I've had respiratory issues, so I'm very sensitive to that. And so I found a formulation that I liked that was biodegradable, non-toxic, and then honestly, that's how I got into the topic of sustainability, not knowing that by repairing equipment, we had been in the sustainable space the entire time. But that was before it was cool. That was before people said, you're upcycling. Back then they called us Sanford and Son, and then all of a sudden, what we were doing was super popular and everyone looked up to it. So it was kind of a progression, um, just in finding what your path is, listening to your parents,
Yeah.
and then understanding, I guess, legacy too, because I think about that when I think about my father.
It's so interesting. And like you said, you were kind of in the sustainable space without realizing it. So, what like led your heart to creating your sustainability company? Like, tell us all about Green Beauty Community. What is it? And how do you serve the industry?
Well, the Green Beauty community started as a conversation in 2021 at the Executive Summit. Um, on the Salon Guy's website, I started writing sustainability content and I found myself really like engaged with it. Also, I was exposed to the hair nerds, and I really liked what they were doing, and I just really wanted to kind of dip my toe into that content creation. And I found that I really like creating this content, and I started talking to Bill Delman, who used to work at Green Circle Salons, and Will Simpson, and they introduced me to Shane Price, their CEO, and Shane invited me to the executive summit that year. I went to the executive summit and we were lucky enough that, we had a really good meeting with Sydney Berry and Paul Tate and Kate Harrison and Tom Kuhn. And we were just had this conversation going about the beauty industry needing a brand agnostic organization that could champion sustainability um, and make sure that it can do it from a genuine place where it wasn't a brand perspective.
Mm.
And so we had that conversation and we kind of all went to our separate ways and went to work on it for a while and had some communications back and forth. But it wasn't until maybe 2023 that it really the idea always stuck with me. And I knew that I had I knew the content piece and I knew social media very well. And I built a website, so I knew I could do that. And I was like, okay, well, I can kind of, and AI was just starting to blossom, OpenAI and Midjourney. And so I was making AI artwork as well as using ChatGPT. And so like, okay, I think I have all the tools that I need that I could do this really cheaply. Like I could put the framework together and then kind of take it out and say, hey, what do you think about this? And so that's kind of where it started. I wanted to create a place where beauty professionals who care about sustainability had a, a clubhouse or a place to meet up and talk because we would be traveling and I'd see Paul places and I'd see Shane places and we'd meet people in different states who were passionate about the environment and beauty, but they never knew each other. It was like, oh, have you ever met Hannah? Have you heard of Maisie? Do you know Jacqueline? And so we were facilitating these connections, and it was just like, okay, well, they need a space, and that's kind of where the birth of the Green Beauty community came from. And from that, what we're trying to do is basically increase the number of beauty professionals that identify as sustainable or amateur environmentalists. We want to identify the ones who care enough to do the hard things every day, like, rinse out your recycling, clean out your recycling and changing your water fixtures and all the things that we know that, can help the environment within the salon industry and give them a place where they can meet up, they can exchange greetings, they can become friends, and they have a platform that's going to help amplify them and what they do. And so basically we're there to just be their champion, like to say good job, keep going, and we have your back. So um that's kind of the long way around. I guess I took the long way around, but that's how we got started.
Oh, it's really cool. I mean, kind of speaks to you consistently having this passion for building community. So, where did that passion come from? And like, why is that even more important to you today?
You know, I've always kind of been rooted in community. I came from a small community in Mississippi where we all knew each other and we all leaned on each other, and it was a small town, kind of Mayberry type atmosphere. And joining several civil organizations growing up and through college, I just kind of always had this connection with being in groups and assisting each other and being neighborly and so it's always kind of been in things that I've done. And then thinking about, I don't know, trying to really put it into words. We're, it just kind of seems like even though the internet has given us so much, and there's so many different diverse things and topics and people you can meet, it also is a little congested, a little scattered, and I feel like community is really important now more than ever. And so I would say my passion from it just came from my life experience. I've had a lot of mentors that were really good to me. I've met a lot of like I grew up sitting under old people. Like I would go listen to them talk and chat, and I just know the power of having that space where you can just learn and be with people who are like you. And for some reason I just couldn't let the idea go. I saw that it was something that was needed. I had the time. I felt like it was an opportunity. So I hope that explains it.
How do you hope that beauty pros in the industry will come together, find alignment, and start being more involved in a sustainable community? Because you're right, not a lot of people kind of grow up anymore with the patience or the desire to sit with their what I grew up knowing them as my elders. Yeah. So I
Yeah,
had my elders that I respected and looked up to, and they were the people that I would, when they had something to say, it was just like gold. You didn't realize it at the time, but what they were, the wisdom they were imparting with you was gold.
yeah.
And that is not something that this younger generation, I look at even my own kids and how painful it is for them sometimes to be, when they were around grandpa or grandma and like having to be patient to listen to them. But there's so much wisdom that we can learn from the people who have come before us. So, what's your hope for Beauty Pros as we are kind of entering into such a robust, as you called it, just very noisy technical world, technology driven world? How can this, how could this be kind of different or um, just special for our industry?
Well, my hope is that we can put something together that the young beauty professionals that come into this industry, we know they care about the environment. We know they care about their future. We know they're invested in it and they're also worried. And I feel like the green beauty community shows them that as an industry, we care about your what you care about. We care about your concerns. And that we have organized a space where you can immediately become a beauty professional and you can immediately join an organization or a group that's going to help you along your professional path, but then also show you that we care about your concerns and the environment as well. And so I hope to be like that. I hope that the community is that space where they they see, okay, they take us seriously and they take our concerns seriously. I hope that the community can amplify all the beauty professionals who are in this space and doing the work every day. Um, I really want the green beauty community to become an indispensable nonprofit within the beauty industry. And I want it to get there by being of service to other people and to make sure that we highlight them.
Yeah, so here's how I kind of envision this, but you tell me because I don't actually know. I'm wondering how beauty pros engage with your organization and your community that you've built. So in my head, I'm living my life behind the chair, and I am one of those who I'm doing the hard work. I've replaced my garden hose with an eco head, you know, and I'm almost showcasing that and like tagging you in my post so that you can go reshare, and then anybody that's following your brand can see all the ideas of how people are living out sustainability in their salons through your platform. Am I getting that, or is there a different way or more ways than that to engage with your organization?
Well, that's basically it. I think that will be the first step. I mean, we our Instagram presence grow has been growing pretty strong, and we make sure that our timeline is a mosaic of all of our community members and everything that they're doing and their lives and their practices and their concerns. And so that is honestly the first way that you would get involved is by following us. You can come to the website and you can sign up. We recently had our Green Pledge, which was kind of um, what we build as an entry level step into sustainability, where you made 5 affirmations that you would learn more about sustainability, that you would talk to your fellow stylist, et cetera, et cetera. And so with that, then you would join the community. We'll put you on our email list. We'll let you know exactly what's going on in the industry, as well as, like I said, collaborate with your post, make sure that the things that you're doing, we're sharing and amplifying. We try to make it really simple. There's no fee, there's no requirements. Um, I think the third post on our Instagram page basically says it all. People we don't need people being we don't need like a few people being perfect when it comes to sustainability. We need a lot of people being imperfect. Basically saying that we aren't looking for you to be, whether it's dark green or light green. We're not looking for you to be, zero waste, super vet. You don't have to have all the answers because we don't. We just need you to be interested in the subject, want to learn more, and want to contribute to a community with your knowledge. And that's one of the most important things that I think is genuine about the community as a whole. There's no judgment. No one's waiting to tell you you're not doing it right. No one's waiting to tell you you're not doing enough. I think we're never going to get to the place where this is widely adopted in the industry as long as we're pointing fingers and not holding our hands open, waiting to embrace you to come in.
I love that. And for everybody listening, we do have the link to your Instagram and your website right in our show notes. So if you're not already connected to the Green Beauty Community Foundation, please go to our links in our show notes and start following and just seeing the cool things that other people are doing. Because I love that. You don't know what you don't know. And so you may not know that I know I name dropped the eco heads. Paul Tate will be so happy with me because
It's a
prior
perfect product, though.
right? Like prior to knowing that existed, not only was I saving water and I didn't know it, like by buying those, but it was like the pressure was so much better. So I actually was getting a way better tool in my tool belt to do hair. And so sometimes you just, by being sustainable, you get the better stuff. So I love that. It doesn't have to be a sacrifice. It can be um, definitely a benefit to your behind the chair life. So Danielle, I love that. And I love the way that you're building community, not just for sustainability, but the way that you're helping I could tell, I wrote right away, like this guy is a connector. And so you being present at industry events and meeting people and learning about them and connecting dots, I think is really powerful. So I love what you're doing.
Thank
Before we're
you.
done today, what would be some final words of like wisdom for anybody listening who feels like, now I don't feel so bad. I do a couple things that I think are sustainable. I definitely know I could be doing more. What would your message be for them today?
My message would be don't judge yourself. Don't let the intrusive voices win. You're doing enough. It's all about setting the intention and then allowing life to put you on that path. So I think once you make the decision that you'd like to know more, then you'll be aware of more. And then once you're aware of more, then you'll start to integrate your awareness into your practices. And next thing you know, you'll look back and you've gone down the road and you're on your way to being sustainable. You can make those small choices like Eco Heads and of course any like Vish and I mean all of our friends who have these amazing technologies that allow you to not only be good stewards of the environment but to save money as well. Green Circle salons. I mean, there's different. You never know. You can start early just by unplugging your hot tools at when they're not in use, unplugging your Wi-Fi at the end of the day, switching out your light bulbs. I mean, there's so many different ways you can get started, and there's no pressure. No one's gonna judge you. We just want you to start considering your actions when it comes to beauty and the planet. Other than that, I would just say I would encourage everyone to find, I know this is kind of a cliche, it's been used way too many times, but find your tribe.
Mm.
Find what you care about and and gravitate towards them. Um, and also support other tribes as well. Um, we care about environmentalism in the green beauty space, but we also care about LGBTQIA rights. We care about DEIB. We care about women's rights. We care about immigrants' rights. We care. And so you can be in your space, but then also support additional spaces. And I think that is how we're going to get the strength that we need um, in this current time is by supporting each other and supporting each other's movements. So that being said, thank you. I appreciate everything and this opportunity to speak.
I appreciate you being here today. You are a passionate man and you are also magnetic. I don't know if you know this, but you draw people in because you are such a great person and you
Thank
have a
you.
heart of gold. So I'm super thankful that you took the time to be with me today. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Katie. I appreciate you.
For everybody listening, we have power in number. I think about because I love marketing. So I say, look, I'm in a suburb of a city of 15,000 people. And I kid you not, within 3 miles of where I live, there's probably, I'm not even kidding, like 30 stylists that I could go and see. So we are this kind of unspoken influential population that we can make things happen. And I'm all about finding your tribe, believing in what you believe in and standing up for things. Like, for example, the tipping issue and that tap, like our company donated to help get that in the bill and then it was taken out. And I was like, no, we're so close to the finish line. And it's wild how much that costs. But if everybody does like a little bit, like you said, if you just do a little bit, that can make such a powerful impact that we don't even realize. So keep believing in this industry, everybody, and in what you have the power to do because we can make really positive change in the places that we care the most about. If you love this platform, we would appreciate if you take a moment to leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening so that more people like yourself will discover Beyond the Technique, where we are here to change the way that you are supported in your business. Until next time, have an awesome day and stay strong.